Yes. Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to 6th, 7th and 8th channel of Byju's. I'm your teacher Ankita and I welcome you all in today's class. In today's class, we will be starting our class 7th history. So I hope that all of you are excited for that. We are starting with the very first chapter that we have, which is the introduction, and of course the name of the chapter is Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. So everyone, I hope that all of you are ready. Those of you who are watching this session after some time, if it's not live to you, welcome to the class. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and stay with us till the end. And all of you who are live here, do tell me everyone, I hope that I'm clearly audible and visible to each one of you. Hello Vaishnavi, Jedana, Vaishnavi, Vishakha, Subhi, Lakshya, Cutie, Sanya, Ritu, Lavanya, Shrishti, Dogra, Ananya, Yoshita, Samita, Harsimran, अरे हरसिमरन यहाँ पे, सानिया, वृंदा, सेजल, आदित्य, तिवारी, भूमिका, अनिरुद्ध, जानवी, वंशिका, वैष्णवी, किरण, बेबो, श्रेया, तारक, the trillion motivator, nice, Shan. Good evening everyone, good evening. I will be calling out your name later, but I hope that all of you are full of energy. Right? I can see by looking at the chat only, I can understand that you all are full of energy, everyone. Good evening, Aradhya, Harshita, Sohali, Amar, Jankar, Riva, Mandavi, Reets, Divyanshi, Samarth, Sai. Yes, finally we are starting with class 7th SST. So I hope that all of you are ready. Now it's a very easy chapter, everyone. It's more about me telling you a story, okay? Now in a history, of course, when we talk about it, right, we start and we feel that, oh, it's boring. Ma'am, it's very boring. We have to remember dates. We have to remember so many names. And we just start disliking a subject just because, maybe we have heard some rumors. But all my dear students, I want to tell you that history is a very, very interesting subject. Maybe you might, take some time for you to understand. It's absolutely fine. But I will try my best. I will try my best to make sure that by each and every class, you develop more and more love for history. I will make sure that you fall in love with history. Right? At Byju's, we say, we make sure that you fall in love with learning. We will make sure that you fall in love with history. Okay? So, right? We will be learning together. I want your support. I want a little bit promises here and there. That's all. Okay? Yes. So let's get started. Without taking much of a time, everyone. If you're new here, do take a moment and hit the subscribe button. And please make sure you like this video. Right? Yes. Please make sure you like this video. And super important thing, everyone, see, I will be taking your doubts. I know that when we study, we all have doubts. That's completely okay. Okay? So what we'll do, I will have the doubt board with me and I'll give you a duration in which you can ask doubts. So I would request all of you not to spam when I'm teaching you. When there's a doubt board, you ask doubt, I will explain. Done? Deal done? It's okay, Vaishnavi. Thank you, Kiran. Yes. Yes. Hi, Sneha. Hello everyone. Chaliye. Deal done? Chaliye. Let's start, everyone. So what are we learning in today's class? We can make me a little bit, this is fine. Yes. I'm not ignoring anyone. Lakshya. See, this is how you will be, asking me to call out your name. Aditya will be starting geography also. Yes, really very soon. Okay. So in today's class, we will be discussing that how we can become more sensitive towards the historical backgrounds and the context, how we can understand the sources that are used by the historians to study the history, right, between the year 700 and 1750, right, to understand the causes of the development and to understand that how the religion developed during that time, and we will be understanding the familiarities between the time period and the history over there. So everyone do take a screenshot. Purushottam. Yes, Purushottam. Hansini. Okay. Clear? So everyone, please do take a screenshot of this. Okay. So this is what we'll be learning in today's class. Now, everyone, this chapter is very, actually this chapter does not have much, right? It's a very easy peasy chapter. And this chapter just tells us that what we'll be learning in class 7th. So throughout this class 7th, right, we will be discussing about the period of 700 years to 1750. That is a duration that we are discussing in this textbook of class 7th. Clear? Many of you are asking, Nandini, the name of the chapter is Bache, Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. Class 7th, first chapter in history. Yes, I will share this on the Telegram. Rakshita, what happened? Everyone, let's just stay focused. No full forms. Come on. Okay? So, yeah. So, we will be discussing about this. Okay? So, let's understand, everyone, that what we will be looking into and how we can understand this. So, yes, as many of you are writing the medieval period. Yes, the Middle Age period. Absolutely correct. Okay. Now, वो medieval period है. Nandini, don't worry. It's same. Don't worry. Ansh, why, bache, you're writing, I think you're writing this sentence for the very first time. I have not ignored you. Yes, Abhi, Sonu. Chaliye, let's get started, everyone. So what we'll be learning in today's class, we are clear. So we will be understanding this by asking question 2W and 1H. Okay? Yes, so what we'll be asking? We will be asking that, okay, what was the purpose? Right? How the historians face the challenges, right? What challenges does the historian face when studying all of this and collecting all of this material? Second, why the historians face this particular challenge and how they organize all the data that they have presented to us. Okay? So this chapter is very straightforward. We are just thinking from a point of a historian. What were the challenges they faced, right? How they studied all the data that was present. What was the conclusion they took out from that data. How the data came to us and what we can understand from that particular information which was provided to us. Clear? Good. Yoshita, this is first chapter, bache of class 7th. Okay. Now everyone, we will be starting with the very first topic with the context, right? With time context change. Okay, let me show you this picture. Okay, can you find the difference between these pictures? Hansini, it's a first class. Welcome to the class, bache. Okay, Aditya, art and craft, Subhi. Okay, Shrishti, Aditya. Okay, tell me everyone, what is the difference that you can see in this picture? Yes, this is, we have taken the information from NCERT. Okay. We'll try our best, read through so that you understand. Very good. I can see many people asking, ma'am, it's Chandni Chowk. Very good, very good. So everyone, we can see this is the picture of Chandni Chowk, which is there in New Delhi. Okay? Right? So of course, if you see, this was an old time, right? And of course, this was a very recent picture. This actually tells us about how the street have changed. Right? How their street have changed and how the population have increased and how the whole structure looks very different from each other. So, there's one thing that we have to understand is that with the time, right? With the time, the way we look at the things also changes. Now, let me ask you a question, right? Let's suppose you are, let me give you a very good example. Okay, now let's go back. Just be the time traveler, right? And just go back to your parents' age, right? When your parents were there in the school, right? Just think about it, everyone. So when your parents were there in the school, at that time, let's suppose there was some invention, right? There was some invention, let's say, of the mobile phone. Clear? So they had the Chotu mobile phone, right? Which has some, writing small buttons, very small screen. But now, things have changed. Now with the time, the context of the mobile phone have changed. The look of the mobile phone have changed, right? The features the mobile phone have changed. We can do so much, right? You're actually studying on the mobile phones now. So, with the time, if we think about any of the things around us, we see that the information that we can take out from that definitely changes. Maybe when you see that, you will say, oh, that this color was not there at my time, or this color was there, or this was a new type of keypad. So we will see the changes happening. Are we clear, everyone? Nandini, it's absolutely fine. Janvi, it's okay, don't worry about it. Suhani, we can say that. Madhvi, not ignoring you, not ignoring you. We can say that. Clear? Okay. Pooja, it's okay. You can watch it again for the better understanding. Okay. Now everyone, look at this map. Now this is how our chapter is starting, right? So what we have over here, we can see the two maps. Okay. What we have over here, we have the two maps. First map was created by Al-Idris, right? Long back, and this was created by the French cartographer. Who is the cartographer? Someone who draws the map. So we have two maps. We can see that, right? Even though these are called as map only, they are very different from each other. Initially, this is how they used to draw the map, right? Of course, with the time, we are the more advanced version. So what we understand, of course, there also that time they used to write something, but of course now with the advanced technology, with the more information, we have this name, right? Very good. I don't know the name. You can find the name and let me know. In the textbook, Ansh, it's not mentioned. Yes, very good. Yeah, you can note down. You can write the notes also. Don't worry about it. Meaning of it. So our cartographer, right, is someone who draw a map. Clear? The meaning of this word is someone who draws map. Clear? Yes. We will not say, Vrunda, that map 1 is wrong. Map 1 according to that time was correct. That's how they used to draw. Okay? Yes. Good. Very good, everyone. Okay. Now let's discuss about it, everyone. So we know that the challenges that are faced by the historian, they have the data, right? They have the data with them. Yes. But of course, their context was different. Their background was changed. For example, if all of us have something in common, right? We will be looking at a thing, but our thinking will be different, and we'll not be able to, relate. So when the historians read documents and other things, they have to be sensitive about the absent time. Now, what is the intent of this, everyone? Yes, very good, Aditya. You're absolutely correct. I've mentioned that we have in the map also the name. Okay. Yes. So now let's understand, everyone. Yes, let's understand this very, very important point. Yes, it's not available. It's okay, Ansh. Okay, context meaning something that, for example, I'm explaining you the material, right? I'm explaining you something. There will be a story around it that I'm explaining. So that will be the context of my explanation. Clear? So everyone, let me quickly revise it. Everyone, can you freeze the chat? Hello everyone. I can see that you're saying hi. Madhvi, good evening. Welcome to the class. I'm just repeating it for all of you who have some doubts. Okay? So, what are the challenges that are faced by the historians? First, right? They have so much data, right? And they're looking at all the data. Now, they should be sensitive enough, right, to understand that when the data was written and what was the context of it. जैसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि उस चीज को लिखा है पर उसका क्या मतलब है, क्यों लिखा था, the source, what was the important reason behind yes, regarding all of this. So that should be the one thing that the historian should be keeping in mind. Okay. Now let's move ahead to the second topic where we have the resources. Now from where do we get resources? Very good. I can see you're saying sources. Absolutely correct. So we get this data, we get this information from archives, right? Now what are archives? Now archives are a place where the documents are kept. Okay. Archives are a place where the documents and the manuscripts, right, are kept. We have inscription on the walls. We have coins that actually tells us about, the number they are using. Inscription on the walls. Okay, 1 minute. Coins that actually tells us about, the number. Give me 1 minute, everyone. Okay, 1 minute. Yes. Hello. Is it fine, right? Yeah. Nothing, everyone. My voice was echoing. Now it is. Yeah. Now it's working fine. Ma'am गायब हो गई हाँ. Yes, ma'am is back now. Okay. So yes. Huh. So, of course, we get the information from these particular things. Of course, we have the textual record also on a piece of paper, sometime on the leaves, and of course, we have the architecture. Now, all of these gives us the information. Can we close that box? The notepad? Yes. Can we just close it? Yes, thank you so much. Okay. Now, everyone, are we clear? Yes. So, we have these resources. Everyone, please note down this. You can take a screenshot of all of these. You can explain. I will be explaining you again when you're writing the answers. You can write this. Clear? Clear, everyone? You can write this. Very good. Okay. Right, so I will explain you again. I'll explain you all of this again. So we started with this chapter, right? And we're thinking about that how we have all of these proofs, right? And we started with this chapter with understanding that with the time, the information that we have changes. Right? The context, I can see that many of you are asking, ma'am, what is the context? So circumstances are happening, events are happening, right? And it's there. For example, an event happened. Let's suppose you watched a movie. The way you will tell the story to your friend will be different, right? It could be vary from one individual to the one individual. Maybe you will go into the details, you will tell about the stories, you will tell about the songs, you will tell about the dialogues. The context of it will be changed, right? The context is something that, it's a center point around which you are explaining everything. Clear? Those of you who have doubt with the context, are you clear? Suhani, got your point, bachche? Yes, are we clear? Clear. Yes? Very good. Still, I can see that many of you are struggling with the word context. So, something that will be able you to understand. Right? Something, event is happening, a circumstances, a situation is there, right? And you're explaining it and in such a way that the other person can understand. Okay? That is the context. Yes, Shrishti, I'll take a look at the question. Now, right? Now we are clear with this. Now we'll be discussing about that from where we were collecting the information. We were collecting the information from inscription, coins, archives, textual record and architecture. All of this were giving the information about the past, what had happened in the past, because people have recorded what was happening there in these various forms. Now there's a question that usually comes, man, what is the difference between the library and the archives? The library of course have the books, right? And we stored books there. Initially back then of course we have the archives where we are storing all the documents, right? And the manuscripts, right? All the handwritten pages that we have which have the information we have stored over here. So these all are the resources that the historians have made and of course or they have in their surrounding and they use to write the history. Clear? Clear everyone? Yes, this is the first introduction chapter. Nandini, you have been with us for a half an hour, but I think what happened? I think you've missed the class in between. Sensitive enough means I didn't get your point, Ansh. Sensitive enough means that they should understand. I should not be writing something which I don't, I should be sensitive enough in terms of what could be the person was thinking when they were writing that data. I should be sensitive enough. I should not be hurting anyone's feeling also. Yes, Sejal. Good evening. Good evening. Varshika, they are the people who draw a map. Yes, these all are the resources. Yes, only textual records are kept in the archives. Yes, I've answered your question. Now, many of your doubts are cleared. Let's move ahead. So, everyone, let's understand what are the challenges. For example, let's suppose you are there, right? Let's suppose you are a historian, you are going out and you are studying other different things. What could be the challenges that you will be facing? Think about it. What could be the challenges that you will face when you start studying the history? Yes, very good. Quickly tell me, everyone. Okay, very good. Yes, very good. Okay, nice. So now we know that the challenges that we might face is that we might not get the correct data, right? And it could be that we will not understand what is written. Right? So back at the time when we talk about it, right, from the 700 to 1750, we don't have the papers that much, right? Of course, the uses of the paper was there, but it was not there in the very earliest of time. So people will be writing the information of piece of, leaf or on a wood or maybe on a rock. So the challenge was, if we are the historian, was to find it, understand it and write what is the real meaning of it. Now the meaning can change, right? For example, everyone, let's suppose I am saying I am drawing this happy face. Okay, and if I'm saying this is a very beautiful art and I am drawing it, right, and of course it has a meaning of it. Maybe after some years, people are looking at this picture and they are saying that, oh, it is something different. I am drawing this picture thinking that I'm really very happy and I'm just making it, right? And I have made stars, suns, etc. The other people can take a different story out of it. It can possibly be, right? Yes or no? Yes, the language maybe not be understandable. Clear? It could be. Yeah. So now we have to understand the same thing was the struggle of the historians. Clear? They were also struggling with the same thing. Now, let's understand that what they were struggling with. So, of course, let's start with this important thing. So, they have the manuscript. So, what happened? People at that particular time used to write everything with their hands, right? They will be writing with their hands. And they will be copying that also. So, for example, over here we can see, right? Someone will be copying it. So, of course, when we are copying it, there will be some or the other changes that we'll be making. The example which is given in your textbook is that, if you're copying something from your friend's notebook, things will change, right? If your friend has not that great handwriting, what will happen? You will change something. You will change for sure something, right? So, a manuscript, right? A manuscript is nothing but a book or a document on a piece of a piece of a music written by a hand, rather than a typed printed page. Right, at that particular time, we saw the uses of the paper, textual resources, something that was text, right? And it completely increased because the paper was becoming cheaper and cheaper, and they were collected by the wealthy people. So these manuscript was collected by the wealthy people, rulers, in temples, in monasteries. We will be seeing people collecting this data because they were preserving it. Yes, everyone, are we clear? Let me look over here at the chat. Everyone. Yes, now I want all of you to close your eyes. I'll explain you again everything that we have studied. Typed means the typing, the word that you see on the screen is typed. Okay, very good. Okay, very good, everyone. Close your eyes. So let's understand. So we started this chapter. The name of the chapter is Tracing Changes, right? Tracing changes through thousands of years, right? This is the first chapter in class 7th SST history textbook. We are starting with this chapter. This chapter will be telling us that what you'll be learning in your class 7th history. Okay? We started with that, there are different types of ways and people used to store the information. First, of course, we discuss about the different two maps. One map was made by one map has a very crude form and the other was a little bit good form. So the people who make map is called as what? Ansh, you're spamming a lot. Can I request you to stop spamming? Right, Ansh? Please stop spamming. I'll answer your doubt. Everyone, the people who make maps, what we call them as? Very good. Cartographer, right? We call them as a cartographer. So if you have any doubt, everyone, see, we have it over here. Yes, very, very good. Very, very good. So they are the people who make the maps. Now we are discussing that. What are the issues that we as a historians, who are historians? Historians are the people who actually study the history. Okay. So Bebo, again, you are spamming, bache. I will take your doubt, but please don't spam. Yeah. So what happened? We started with it, and we have a clarity that the historians have to be sensitive that what they are seeing and what they are taking out of it. They should have the sensitive. Again, it was a word that you had a lot of doubt with. Literature sensitivity means that they should understand the data and then only they should write something about it. They should not be damaging that particular thing or should not be writing something that can hurt the feeling. Should be aware about what was happening over there. Yes. Yes, very good. Literate source, you said that the first map was crude. I didn't get your point, Ansh. Yes. Akarsh, yes. Different story, different ones from real one. Yes. Artistic source of history, yeah, we'll be looking into that. Madhvi, what happened? Yes, everyone. Please, everyone, let's just focus. Yes, hi, Om, good evening. Okay, so we have studied this, that they have to be a little bit sensitive. Then we discussed that what are the sources we have from where we get the data. Of course, we get the data from the archives. Archives, right? Archives, archives are the place where the documents and the manuscripts are stored. Okay, we'll be able to get the information from coins, inscriptions. We'll be able to get it from the textual. If we have any text, that will be able to give us the information. And of course, we have the architect of the buildings. All of this will be able to tell us about our history. Then, of course, we are discussing that, how initially everything will be written by hand. They'll be writing everything by the hand itself. Clear? And when the handwritten is there, if someone else is copying, there are chances that they might not understand it clearly and they might just copy random things. Okay? Okay, everyone. Now, I will take your doubts because currently you have a lot of doubts. Yes, please, everyone, what are your doubts? Please ask me. Yes, Sushil, please write your doubt. Yes. Crude something which is not very refined, very raw form. Yes. Literacy means something that, someone who can understand, someone who can read and write. Literacy resource means someone who can understand what is written. Clear? Ansh, I think Trillionaire was also asking this question. Yes. Very good. Textual means something that is written. Text. We have a textbook, right? By inscription also, ma'am, doubt. What is inscription you're asking? So on the wall sometime, of course, how many of you have seen my session on Egypt? Right? So on the session that I did on Egypt, right, we discussed about that in the pyramids and of course in the various temples there. They have a lot of inscription. On the wall, right, there are lots and lots of language messages that they have given. Right? So those are inscription. So by looking at the inscription, what we can understand? The history. Fun part, archives are nothing but they are the documents. Right? They are a place where the documents are stored. Very good, very good. Ma'am, what is an Arab geographer? No, you got it wrong, bache. There was an individual, right? He was an Arab, right? And he drew the first rough map. Like not the first, sorry, I should not say he drew the first map. But of course, in our textbook, the map that we have on the very first page, he's the one who drew it. And the people who draw map, we call them as the cartographer. Yes. Clear? Yes, the textual record increases because, the people started recording the information. They started writing on the piece of paper. They started writing on the piece of leaves. They started mentioning their history. Clear, everyone? Good. Very good, everyone. Ma'am, why did we not find inscription after 700? So after 700, of course, people have more and more a little bit of sense, right? And they started writing things on the paper. Yes, very good. Good, you have understood all. Let's move ahead, everyone. So we're discussing about the manuscript, right? And of course, we know that it is nothing but something that we write by our hand. We'll be writing on the piece of paper, right? And the manuscript will be stored by the wealthy people, rich people, rulers, and the temples. Now let's understand, everyone. There's a very important question which is mentioned. We have a chronological, right? Basically a person who writes stories, right? Yes, a person who writes stories. Arab, yes, those of you who are asking what is an Arab? Of course, back then, the countries that were there, right, in the the west part, right, where we have the Islamic rule, we call those countries as the Arabic countries, okay? Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so everyone, in your textbook, they have mentioned about the storyteller, right, whose name is Ziauddin Barani, right, and he was the one who actually wrote two versions of a story. What happened was that the challenge that the historian faced, that the one book they received early and the later book, the first version of the book, they actually got it years after. So we have to be very much sensitive about it before saying that this is the only book, or we should be sensitive enough in finding about the correct sources. So this is a one example which is mentioned in your textbook, telling us that, right, what is the meaning. Author is someone who is a writer. Lakshya, storyteller or a story writer. Clear? Yes. Vaishnavi, ma'am, do we understand? We'll answer this question. It will be coming over here. Yeah, he was a story writer. He will write the stories. Okay? Clear? Yes. Okay? So, do remember his name, everyone? Ziauddin Barani, right? He wrote his first book way ahead. Okay? And the second version, he wrote it later. But of course, the first version, right? The first version got lost and they only got the second version. But later, after years of research and somewhere in the library, they found the first version also. It's just a story, nothing more. Okay? Yes, very good. Now let's move ahead, everyone, to a question. Who among the following wrote a chronicle first in 1956 and another version 2 years later? And we have to pick the name we have just discussed. How many of you have heard about the Chronicles of Narnia? I'm sure you all have watched that movie. Yes? Right? Yes? So we can say that it's kind of a historical event, right? It's a story. Someone who is writing about the history is called as the chronological. Okay? Yes, very good. I'm sure all of you have watched it, right? Good. A historical event. JS, it's a historical event, that is written by. A historical event. Okay. Very good, everyone. The option B is the correct answer. Now let's move ahead and let's discuss about the new terminologies. There are a lot of new terminologies that are there right at that particular time. So here we have, everyone. Now the first word that we look, right, and we have it in the different times, and the meaning of this word was keep on changing. The word like Hindustan, right? Of course, in the 13th century, we have the author. His name was Minhaj Siraj, right? Do remember the name, everyone? Do remember the name? He used the word Hindustan to dominate the region, the area where the rules of Sultan was there, right? Area of Punjab, Haryana, lands of Ganga and Yamuna. This over here, he represented as a land where the Delhi Sultanate was there. Clear? He called that area as a Hindustan. In 16th century, right, Babur wrote about the Hindustan in context of that, about the geography, the animals, the culture, right? And that's how the word Hindustan has another meaning over here. Then, present day we call Hindustan as India, right? Because we are Hindustani. So that means that we are Indians. So if you see from 13th century to 16th century and to the present day, we can clearly see that the meaning of the word is changing, right? To different people, the context, the meaning of the word is changing. Clear? Yes? So, we can say that we have old and new terminologies, but of course the meanings is changing. Then, we have one more word which is Hind. Now, a Hind word is very similar to the Hindustan, right? It is used in the 14th century by the poet Amir Khusro, right? Amir Khusro, in the same context as the Babur. So he have mentioned about Hindustan in terms of this beautiful geography, its culture, its animals, what we have in this particular country. So that's how the word have evolved. There's one more word, everyone. I'm sure all of you have heard about this word, is the Ajnabi. So Ajnabi is not the initial Hindi word, right? And Ajnabi is a Persian word. And in Hindi we call it as the Pardesi. And in English we call it as a foreigner. So now, for example, if we are talking and we say that, I saw a foreigner yesterday. What is the meaning of the foreigner over here? That means that we saw someone who does not belong to our country. But, right, these are the words we have. So in the middle period, right, this means that someone who is not from the particular culture or from particular society. For example, right, see over here, we have an example, everyone. We have a red village and we have a blue village. A person from a red village is visiting a blue village, so the people will call him as a foreigner. Oh, Pardesi aaya hai. He is a Ajnabi, right? Or they will call him or her as a foreigner. Even though they belongs to a same country, if people are moving from their one village to the another village, back then we used to call them as the foreigners. But now, of course, the meaning have changed. Now we call foreigner someone who is not belongs to the country. Everyone, are we clear? Yes, everyone, are we clear? I think everyone, I was not paying attention to the chat because we have to finish this chapter, and I can see that all of you are there with me. I can see. Very good, very good. Yes. Good, everyone. And please don't fight in class. I will share the link with you, don't worry. Okay, we will try our best to give it to you on YouTube. Okay? Yeah, we'll try our best. If not, you take a screenshot, bache. It's okay if this chapter is it's not there in your textbook, it's okay, it's there in the NCERT. Right? Maybe the name of the chapter will be different in your textbook, but that's what we have in the NCERT, and we will be following the NCERT. Good. Bharat, also known as, yes, very good, yes. We do call ourselves as the Indians and, Hindustani. Very good, very good. Yes, Babur was a king, right, who ruled our country, but he came to our country. Okay, let's move ahead, everyone. So let me ask you a question. So we are clear with the new words and the terminologies, right, the terms that we have. So here we have an example of foreigner. Okay, here, everyone. Let's move ahead to the different social and the political group. Now, of course, as our country was growing, right, and our country during the period of 700 and 1750 faced a lot of invasion, right? A lot of people from different parts of the world came to our country, right, and along with them, what came was the inventions and technologies. So the Persian wheel, right? The Persian have invented the wheel at that particular time, which they were using for the irrigation. So that's how it came. We have firearm for the combat. We have firearms, new technology in the weapons also. We have spinning wheel for weaving. So we have lots of technology coming into our country, right? Not just the technology, but of course different types of food also. So what was happening? What are we discussing now? That as this particular duration, right, we saw a lot of coming of the outer people into our country. So we saw that there's a lot of technologies, new technologies are coming, new type of food is also coming. Food like tea, corn, potato, coffee and chili. You know what? Originally they were not there in our country. They actually came. They were brought by the different people to our country. Yes? Clear? Shubhi, I have answered your doubt, bache. I will answer your doubt later. Just wait for some time. Okay? So, we have the new technologies coming, food also coming, right? And apart from that, we have different new groups that were formed. We have Rajputs, Marathas, Jats and Sikh. They were a part of our country for the longest time, right? But what we have understood that, in this particular timeline from 700 to 1750, we saw the growth or these groups came out like Rajputs, Marathas, Jats and Sikh. In your textbook, they have mentioned about the Rajputs, right? So the word Rajput is derived from the Sanskrit word Rajputra, which means son of king. Okay, they were the warriors. They used to fight, and they were the warrior tribes over there in the north and the northwestern part, right? They're known for the loyalty. They're known for the bravery. That's a one word that you have, you can definitely remember over here. Apart from that, everyone, we have different jatis, right? Of course, when we're discussing about a lot of people, we have we have village 1, we have village 2. They will make the rules for themselves, right? So people, let's suppose we have village A and we have village 2, right? A and B. So the people who are living there over here will have their own panchayat and they'll make their rules, okay? Similarly, over here also they will have their own rules. Now we will have the Jati Panchayat, right? So Jati Panchayat is something, a small community that will be taking care of the rules and regulation in that particular village. For example, in your class, you have a class monitor. Yes or no, everyone? Yes, I will summarize this, but everyone, please tell me. Yes? In every class, we have a class monitor, right? Similarly, every village will have a Jati Panchayat, a set of people who will be taking care of the rules and regulation of the village. Clear? So, this was there. So, we saw the beginning of this Jati Panchayat at that particular time. People were becoming more and more civilized. So, they started forming their groups where they can discuss the disputes, they can have discussions. So, that's why they formed the Jati Panchayat. And here, everyone, I'm sure you'll be able to answer this question. Who among the following set rules and regulation for each caste? It's very easy. Very good, very good. Who will be setting up the rules and regulation for each caste? The Jati Panchayat, right? The Jati Panchayat will be taking care of the rules and regulation for the people, for the caste, right, etc. Now let me summarize this, everyone. So we have 15 minutes. Let me just summarize this. So we started with the chapter, right, and the first part consists of 4 important points. What are the challenges that are faced by the, historians? First, of course, we started with what were the challenges? So they have so many resources. They have to understand those resources and then they have to write. Then only they'll be able to give us the information. So that was first challenges they have. Because at that particular time, we have so many languages, so many ways in which we are collecting the data. So that was there. Second thing, we talked about that what are the different resources we have. So we got the information from different resources like archives, inscription, coins, architecture, textual records. All of these gave us the information. Now in this information, we discussed about the manuscript, right? People who will be writing the information by their hands. It's very delicate, first of all. It will take more time, and eventually if someone will copy that information, what will happen? There are chances that we might miss 1 or 2 words, or maybe will not understand that thing completely. We'll write something by our own. So there are chances that the information that will move from one part to another, that will be accurate. That's one thing we have known. Then, of course, we discussed about that how during the 700 and 1750 we saw the development of the social group and different social culture. People were coming to our country, they get new technologies, different types of food, right? We also understood that there are new terms and old terms. Maybe the same word is used by different individuals and they might have different meaning altogether. So if you and me are the historians, we should be very careful in understanding the meaning of that word and then expressing it up. Everyone, are we clear? Yes, and the last topic that we have studied is that as the growth were happening, as the people are getting more and more civilized, you know what they did? They start forming their Jati Panchayat, which will be taking care of the rules and regulation of the people who are living in that particular village. Clear? See, I'm really very sorry. I can see that there are a lot of chat moderator. Please do take care of the chat. I was a little bit hesitant, but chat moderator, do tell me, are you there in the class? I'm not looking at the chat, everyone, because it's not in my control. I cannot control the chat, but I can see many of you are spamming over here, requesting you don't spam. There are students over here who are coming to study. Thank you so much, Anj, Subhi. Right, thank you so much over here who are, saying that, ma'am, we got it. Jati means, yes, it's basically in terms of the, if you look at the meaning of it, it's the caste. Okay? Aru, Subhi, Mariam, you're asking about it. So, yeah, we usually have the understanding for the caste. Good. Yes, why is being journey? On the journey when they come. Okay. Now everyone, we are moving to the next part of this particular chapter, which is that how we have the differences and have to study the different, right? How we can study the difference and how we have that information that we have. So we have divided in two parts, region and empire, and old and new information. So everyone, look at this map. It's there in the textbook of the NCERT, right? You can check it after the class. See over here what we have. Now this map looks very similar to the map of India, right? Like the current map that we see sometimes, but not exactly. Now what we see over here is the area, right? And of course we have the different representation. And below we have the names of different places, right? And this is a representation of the Delhi Sultanate during the Muhammad Tughlaq region. Okay, during that particular time, what we have, right? This was the empire. So again, we have such maps that actually help us to understand about it. Yes, clear everyone? Yeah, it looks like a political map, but yeah, it's not exactly the political map of India, right? Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so we understand that during the 717-50, our country has various visitors, right? We have Mughals, Delhi Sultanate, Cholas, right? Cholas were definitely not the visitors, but of course at that particular time we have various kings. We have various empires all together. The longest duration, right? We saw a lot of invasion happening, a lot of original kings. The kings who were there in our country since the very beginning, they were there. What we saw there over here, that there was the growth of the empire, decline of the empire also, and formation of states also. So this duration, everyone, right? This duration is super important, because during this duration only we saw various changes happening in our country, right? Not just in terms of the rulers, but in terms of the culture, right? In terms of the religion, in terms of the customs, and of course in terms of the growth of the country. Are we clear? Darbar means the court. Very good, Aditya. Thank you so much. Very good. The time period that we're discussing over here is from 700 to 1750. Jati means caste, Shreya. Okay. Yes, everyone. See, I'm really sorry I'm missing your doubts over here because there's a lot of spamming happening and it's not in my control. Everyone. Yes, I hope that all of you have hit the like button for the video. Persian wheel, Vrinda, was a wheel that was invented right in the Persia that was used in the irrigation. Clear? Delhi Sultanate, Bache, was a sultanate, of course, when we talk about it. When we think about it as a Delhi Sultanate, right, we usually talk about the Mughal era, right, and the era before that where we have the Islamic movement and the Islamic rules. Clear? Love you too. Love you so much, everyone. Aru, I have answered your question. Yes, Shubhi, I have answered your question, Bache, already. Yes. Everyone, please make sure you hit the like button jaldi se. Journey. Trillions, that means journey. Good, very good, very good. Everyone, please make sure you hit the like button. See, we have 72 kids in the class. We should have 71 likes, right? 70 likes, so we definitely need. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Now, everyone, let's talk about the old and the new religion. Now, of course, in our country, we had some old religion already. But as we saw the visitors that are coming, right, we saw the formation of new religions also. So, of course, we have different religion. We have Sikh, we have Hindu, and of course, we have Muslim religion. These are different places they used to worship. We have gurudwaras for Sikh, temples for Hindu, and mosque for the Muslims. We saw we saw the evolution of Islam. Islam came to our country through the merchants and the migrants who were visiting, right? They came with the idea of the Islam, right? One God. They came and they start preaching about the holy book, which is Quran, right? Many people started writing about it. They started expressing their thoughts about the God. They started expressing themselves, as an expert, that they can write in something about the God and the meaning of it. Clear? So we saw the evolution of it. Yes, very good. Yes. Everyone, are we clear? Yes, everyone, are we clear with that? Good, good, good. Okay. Yes. Ulmam are someone who call them as the, I would say that they are the kind of scholars, right? And they have the understanding. Yes, Shrishti, I'm answering your question. Right, ulmas, right? They are the scholars, they have the understanding, they're the one who are good in writing and they write. Lakshya not at all ignoring you. Right? They have the knowledge of the God. Yes, Ranjit, please ask your doubt. Yes, very good. Okay, so they are the people who talks about the God, have the understanding about what is written in the in the book. They will be preaching, they will be spreading that knowledge across. They're the scholars. Yes, very good, very good. Yes, Quran. Yes, the holy book is called as Quran. Yes, Trillion, I think I've answered your question. Very good, Geeta. Yes, very good, very good. Habitat is the environment, right, where they were. Trillion, voyage is journey, bache, a journey done on the sea. See, I am not putting on time out and time. See, I don't have any control with me. If you're spamming, maybe the moderator will block you. Yes. Ayush, that we is there in the class. 6 bache will not be discussing that today. Okay. Moving ahead, everyone, we will be discussing about the Hinduism. Of course, it's the oldest religion. Some of the historians believe that, and the Sanskrit language was used. Right, it's a very, very important thing. Right, so the Sanskrit language was used by the. It's used, right? Of course, we have a lot of text written in the Sanskrit. But Sanskrit was not, it's not a language that everyone can read. So at that particular time, only Brahmins was able to read Sanskrit. So they got a special position. They had a very strong hold in the society just because they can understand the Sanskrit. So Amir Khusro, the poet, says that only Brahmins can read and write and can understand Sanskrit. And it's a language that can only be studied by the Brahmins. Okay. And here we have a very important word, everyone. Patron, right? Influencer, wealthy individuals who support another person. So if I have the money, right, if given me a chance, I'll be able to support the artist, the craftsman. We call that person who is supporting the other person who is in need with the money. We call it as the patron, right? And this person will be supporting who? The artist, the poets, etc. Yes, yeah, it is the oldest language in the world. Yeah, especially in India, we usually say that it's the oldest language. Absolutely correct. Very good, Geeta. Football for life. Yes, Shubhi. Yes. Ansh, I'm not in control. Yes, really sorry for that. It's not there in my hand. Okay. So we are clear with this, right? Now, during this time when we have the discussion about the religion, at this time we saw the increase in the Bhakti movement. So for the Bhakti movement, the idea was of loving the God, right? You don't have to go to any priest. You don't have to go to anyone, right? The Bhakti movement talks about that you are directly connected to the God and you are involved and you are there with them. So this Bhakti movement spread during this particular time. Various poems, various stories were written on the Bhakti movement. Okay, so this is more about in terms of the devotees and how they, how they felt about the God. Okay, now I'll take some questions. Aditya, Quran is a holy book of Muslims. What is pan region? All over India region, I would say that. Pathan means that an individual who have money, who have influence, and that person is helping people like artists, painters, craftsmen. Yes, Shreya, I've answered your question. Yes. See, again, I'm not controlling everyone. See, if you are spamming, the moderator will be putting you on timeout. I don't have any control for that. Ayush have explained that question. That's very good, very good. Yes, Sanskrit is a language in our schools also. So I hope that all of you have taken. Okay. Yes, everyone. So last topic, everyone. What is the last topic that we have? We have about the periodization. So we have different period, right? Okay, how many of you have different period in your schools? We have different periods in our schools, right? Different periods in our school. Similarly, the Indian history was also divided into different periods. We have Hindu period, Muslim period and British period that is given by the British historians, and various Indian historians have mentioned about the ancient period, medieval period and the modern period. Clear, everyone? So our Indian history I have classified into 3 different periods. Clear? Rituals is something that we follow. Elaborated means long rituals. It's okay. Ma'am, rulers. I didn't get your question, bache. Yeah, please, Madhvi, ask that question. Everyone, this is what we have. We do have quiz, but we will not be able to have the quiz because you have next class at 8. I'll not be taking that time. We'll have the quiz later. Okay? We'll have a quick recap also. Clear? So, it's a small request from all of you. Please, everyone, make sure to read this chapter and we will have the quiz, pakka promise. Hi, intelligent boy. Yes. Okay? So, everyone, with this, we are done. I hope that you've enjoyed the session. Clear? If you have doubts, don't worry. We will be tackling your doubts. We will have a quiz on this. So, don't worry about it. Okay? And Pinky promise everyone, do read the textbook so that you have the clarity. Right? We are done. So, we'll be meeting next time really very soon. Yes. Right? And please everyone make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I'm good, bache. I'm good. Thank you so much, Ansh, Janvi, Bhumika, Aru, intelligent boy. मैं ठीक हूँ बच्चे. Chunmun, Vranda, Shubhi, Ansh, Chabra, Lakshya, Rajesh, Vivek, Shreya, Shrishti, Vranda, Ranjit. Thank you so much, everyone. Janvi, Aditya, Adikra, Aru, Ayush, Shan, Rajesh, Ranjit, Ankush, Aditya, Chauhan, Geeta. So many of you are here, everyone. Everyone, now I'll be leaving you. Thank you so much for an amazing class. We'll be meeting really very soon. Keep on learning with Byju's, everyone. Lots of love. We'll have the quiz later. Bye-bye.